Hello everyone, welcome to the 10th week of the spring 2017 semester in British literature. I have looked at the class roll. Everybody stayed in the class, nobody withdrew, so looks like we're all in it for the long haul. Now this week you only have one reading. It's a bit of a lengthy one, but it's one worth reading, and it is The Man Who Would Be King by Rudyard Kipling. That is based upon imperialism. Rudyard Kipling was born in India to British parents. He lived in India for a certain amount of his life, and so he knows a little something about India. Now, what he did in this book was he based his main character, who is an unnamed narrator. If you've ever seen the movie version starring Michael Caine and Sean Connery, then you know that Rudyard Kipling is the name of the newspaper man in the movie. But we're basing this not on the movie, but on the short story. So, we've got two guys, in Peachy and Daniel, who actually take over a little fictional place called Kafiristan. And they are going to do so by uniting the tribes against each other in warfare, and by using guns, which is something that the natives of Kafiristan don't have, as a way to invoke fear, and also pay attention to the Masonic symbolism in the story. Things like the ceremonies, and things like the engraving on the throne when it gets turned over, the apron that Daniel wears, the handshakes and such. These are all based upon the Freemasons, who many people think are a secret society that are trying to rule the world through the Illuminati. Whether that's true or not is immaterial, but the Masons have certain secrets that only other Masons would know. So know about the Masonic orders. Know that Daniel and Peachy's strategies for trying to conquer Kafiristan are very, very similar to the strategies that Britain used to conquer India. So that is something that's very noteworthy. Pay attention also to the way that Peachy, as he tells his story, gets a little lost at times. You're going to find that as he's telling the story, he's been through an awful lot. And so his mind kind of wanders a little bit, which kind of makes the story, I won't say difficult to read, but it certainly adds a couple of passages that'll have you scratching your head. And it's because Peachy is suffering from heat exhaustion, and he's in extreme pain. You know, he's basically a portion of a man that he used to be. So these are all things to look for as you read The Man Who Would Be King and get ready to answer discussion questions. Always remember to look at discussion questions. If you're going to bother to answer them, look at discussion postings, questions before you do your readings. The other thing to note is that this is the week of the Victorian exam. There is a study sheet in the assignments folder. So if you're watching this video, you know to go to the assignments folder and you'll find the Victorian exam study sheet there. People that don't watch this video, I don't know how to tell them to prepare for it. So make sure that you know those concepts before you actually take the exam. It's going to be set up the exact same way that the Romanticism exam was. So you'll have your 30-minute time limit. I'm sorry, your 2-hour time limit. But it should take about 30 minutes or so is what I'm trying to say. So you have 2 hours if you need the full 2 hours. But I would not think you would need much more than 30 or 45 minutes. So that's the Victorian exam. You certainly don't want to miss that, since it is about 15% of your grade. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email me, or feel free to contact me by telephone in my office during my office hours. Or if you happen to be on campus, feel free to drop by room F121A and ask me for help.